Gaelic.
Gaelic. This isn't from North Park, guys. It's from Hillcrest, so it's literally nibs, nipples, and then they sat on their ass for 6 years and just drank beer.
And that was origin, not orgy.
Gaelic orgy. In Scotland.
I liked it.
Scottish Gaelic for dark. So it's a dark lick.
Even more appropriate.
We're about to find out with you guys. Hi everyone.
I'm Janet.
I'm Jason.
We're
Gumbo Mud. We're here
for dark beer.
And today we have from San Diego. What we got?
Thought you were going to keep going.
Yeah.
This is Dorcha Extra Stout from Pariah Brewing Company.
Which is interesting because I haven't, obviously we live here in San Diego, I haven't heard of Pariah.
I have not either.
Yeah, so this will be good. Extra stout.
Yes.
Yeah, extra bitter, extra dark fruit.
We've never had an extra stout. I didn't even know that was a designation or a category.
Yeah, I would expect it's almost like an imperial, right? It's extra. It's not just a stout. It's imperial stout or a little bit extra. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're about to find out with you guys. So.
Yes, we will see.
Yeah.
They are in, you said the North Park area. Did you say that?
I said San Diego.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly where they're at. Like I said, I haven't heard of them before, and I've been to North Park, so go there quite often because they have so many breweries. So, yeah, for them to be in North Park, it must be kind of, I know El Cajon Boulevard, it's kind of the northern part of North Park, and everything, most of the breweries are kind of
all bunched together.
All bunched together right in central North Park. So, yeah. So, yeah, off El Cajon Boulevard. So, I know there was another brewery out there that just moved. I think they moved to Vista that was around there. So, anyway, yeah. So, Foreign Extra Stout brewed with fair trade cocoa, nibs, nipples, and proprietary locally roasted coffee. I wonder what local roaster they used. Most of the time they name them around here in San Diego, whether it's Bird Rock or Dark Horse or one of those. So, yeah.
Okay. So the name Dorcha is borrowed from the Irish and Scottish Gaelic. Is that how you say that?
You would think it'd be Hillcrest instead of North Park.
I was thinking, I mean, I guess I was thinking it was going to say dialect, not Gaelic.
Yeah, that's pronounced, I think it's pronounced right. Yeah, Gaelic.
Gaelic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gaelic. This isn't from North Park, guys. It's from Hillcrest, so.
That's only funny if you're local. Nobody else knows what that means. But anyway, I liked it.
Scottish Gaelic for dark. So it's a dark lick.
Even more appropriate for our friends in Hillcrest.
Yeah. So Dorcha really, it's literally meaning dark.
Dark, yes.
In Scottish Gaelic, which is obviously a dialect of Scottish verbiage or something, right? Yeah.
The word has a Scottish and Irish origin.
Right, which I've heard of Gaelic. It's like Latin. It's a form of Latin. It's Gaelic. It's like how you pronounce certain words, and I guess.
And that was origin, not orgy.
Gaelic orgy. In Scotland. Wow. This beer is getting more and more exciting, right? Jesus.
Please tell us about Pariah Brewing Company, Jason.
Yeah, so conceptualized in 2010, and then they sat on their ass for 6 years and just drank beer before they opened in 2016.
That's my kind of business plan.
Yeah. In 2016, and then opened for business in 2017 in February. So, it's what is it? It's the final brewery to open in the craft by Brewery Igniter, which now that I've read it, we talked about that, where it was a certain kind of investment company that would help breweries open by buying equipment, doing all those kind of things, where they didn't have to go to a bank to borrow all the money to do those kind of things, right?
So it was either a new brewery or an existing brewery that wanted to grow and needed capital and resources.
Right, and they're not around anymore, right? Because this was the final one, and it was called Brewery Igniter, which is interesting. I wonder why they stopped doing it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, if this was the final brewery back in 2017. So, yeah, and then found their site right there on El Cajon Boulevard in North Park. Yeah.
Set up camp there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the founder and CEO is Brian Mitchell, and just a small little history on the brewery itself. Awarded the best new brewery in 2017 by San Diego Magazine and the West Coaster.
Wow.
They're currently top-rated San Diego brewery on Beer Advocate and have aspirations to increase their footprint beyond San Diego, including Maryland and Minnesota, which is very sporadic.
I wonder if they're from there.
I would think so.
We have so many transplants here like we are. I wonder if they have connections there. Because we've had that before, right? We have a brewery and they're like in Wisconsin or they're in Nebraska and you're like, well, why would you pick there?
Yeah, super random. But yeah, I'm sure there's meaning behind that.
Right.
Ready?
Yeah. You want to try it?
Do it.
Yeah. Voted best in 2017 new brewery when I haven't even heard of it.
I know.
So yeah, I'll let you pour this one. So yeah, it'd be interesting to try it, and I don't think we've ever tried a Gaelic beer before, so
we have not.
This would be interesting, yeah. And an extra stout, which we love imperial stout, so I'm guessing this is going to be kind of a standard stout,
I think
and
so
not
too.
something, because they don't give any description of chocolate or vanilla or coffee or anything like that. It's just kind of a stout. So maybe this is their base.
Give you a little extra.
Thank you.
Barely anymore.
I know.
So it's the can is primarily covered in coffee beans, as you can see. So
right. Even though it doesn't say coffee stout on it, it's just an extra stout. It's covered in coffee beans. So we're hoping.
Yes.
Yeah, you get some coffee flavors, which we love coffee flavors. So
always.
So appearance.
It looks good. This is a 7.2, so very dark.
Very dark for 7.2%. Yeah.
It looks like it's got quite a bit of body. Not much head. The lacing is disappearing quickly. Tight little bubbles.
Right.
But looks good for 7.2.
You know what? I think it looks really good for some reason. It kind of looks dessert-like.
Yeah.
Even though there's not much head and lacing, the way you poured mine, it just looks like a dessert to me for some reason. So it looks good.
I'm an extra pour.
Exactly.
Expert pour.
Yeah, a Gaelic pour. So no, I think it looks good for a 7.2. It looks darker than a 7.2 to me.
It does,
It looks super dark. So what do you give appearance?
I like it. I would like a little more head and a little more lacing retention, but overall I like it, and I'm starting with a 4.5.
Wow.
You're not going that high.
I actually am.
How about you?
I kind of don't want to go for a 4.5, but it looks really good to me, so I'm giving it a 4.5, even though it lacks lacing and lacks a little bit of head. For some reason, it looks really, really good. So
you're just extra thirsty.
I don't know. Maybe like I wouldn't normally give it a 4.5 for lack of lacing and head, but it just looks really good to me, and especially at 7.2. It can almost pour like a 10 or something. So I get maybe that's why too. It looks really good. So yeah, aroma.
It smells good to me.
I'm getting like a little sweetness.
Yeah, there's sweetness.
Yeah.
Just the slightest bit of dark fruit. So I think it's there, but I don't think it's gonna overpower you.
Right. I smell sugar.
It smells really sweet.
And I haven't even brought it up, but I smell sugar for some reason. Yeah. What else are you getting?
I do get some chocolatiness.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's almost like a chocolate covered fruit of some sort, but I can't really pinpoint the fruit yet.
Yeah, the fruit is just very faint.
It is really faint.
Yeah, it's there, but it's very faint.
This smells great. Very different.
And smell sugar. I don't smell any coffee beans.
You don't.
At all.
Or just.
Even though there are coffee beans all over the can.
Yeah.
I don't get any kind of coffee, but I do get sugar. I'm getting sugar, and it smells really good. And the fruit's almost gone now.
Okay, we're supposed. You
Where
remember,
am I getting fruit?
You mentioned cocoa nibs.
Yes.
so that we should be getting some.
Should be getting a little bit of chocolate, a little bit of cocoa. Yeah.
Wow.
But I am getting sweetness. I'm getting a lot of sweetness, like I think you are. So what do you give it?
I really like the way it smells. It's actually, after a while, a lot of these start to smell alike. This one is very unique, and I'm not sure. Hopefully, after I get to the other categories, I can maybe share what is setting it apart from the others that I've had. But right now, I can't pinpoint it, but I do really like the aroma. So I am going with a 4.5.
Wow, another 4.5. I give it a 4 because actually I like the aroma. It's not too strong. It's faint. It's sweet, and just a little bit of dark fruit, but not a lot. So I like it. Even though I'm getting a little bit of dark fruit, it smells sweet. I would give it more, like you, if it was pumped a little more. It's just not. It's just kind of very faint. But I do get sugar, which is nice. I get sweet. So all right, taste.
Very excited.
Boy, it's super dark. I mean, I don't know if I've had a 7.2 this dark before. Somewhere around a 7 that's this dark. It's really dark and almost a mocha head. It's not even beige. It's more of a mocha.
I like this.
Okay.
The taste is very different too. It's almost milk stouty to me, without there was no mention of lactose or milk components. It's really heavy on the coffee taste too. Not initially, but strong coffee aftertaste. The sweetness is there. I don't get dark fruit, but
see, I do.
You do. Your eyes are red. That's how I always know.
Yeah, I get the dark fruit. I'm not getting coffee, and I'm getting a little bitterness now. It is sweet, but it's coming from the dark fruit for me. I get bitter dark fruit like we have in so many of our beers. That's what I'm getting.
It's such a strong coffee finish to me.
Really?
Like
it's a bitter coffee then.
It's almost like slightly stepping into Smog City Coffee Porter territory for me. Like that much coffee I get on the end.
Yeah.
So interesting.
So what do you give it a taste?
I like it. I am going to give it a 4. It's really, really layered, which is kind of like no other beer I've had either. Like it's really got a lot going on. Kind of the chocolate milk in the beginning, a slight sense of fruitiness in the middle, and then just coffee on the end. So
yeah,
I like it.
I gave it a 2.5. I think it's below average for me. I'm not getting the coffee. I am getting the bitterness that we usually get from from coffee beers, especially the espresso. I'm getting the fruit again, and it's not too strong, but it is there. It lingers a little bit. It is sweet, but it's not the sugary sweet that I was getting from the aroma. Even when we poured in the can, I could smell the sweetness. I'm getting the dark fruit again. So the only coffee I'm getting, I get no coffee aroma. All I'm getting is that bitterness on the end. That's what I'm getting. So I don't know if my palate's messed up today compared to yours, but that's what I'm getting. Yeah.
This does have 31 IBUs, so it's pretty.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not overly bitter, but that's what I get. I'm not getting the sweetness or, a sweet coffee flavor. I'm just getting that slight fruit flavor and that slight bitterness. It's not too strong. It's not bad. Yeah. But I would give it a 3 if I would drink it and buy it again. I wouldn't so far on this beer. For the taste, I wouldn't order it again. So I can't give it an average 3. So
okay.
So what about texture? 7.2.
On to the texture. Despite how dark it looked, it's a little bit light. I was expecting a more full-bodied beer based on the darkness.
Yeah, it's close to a 7, right?
Yeah, it
is lighter.
Yeah, it's pretty kind of heavy on the carbonation.
Yeah.
But very dry, like very, very dry. My lips are dry and they're sticking together. I would like more sweetness.
Yeah.
The stickiness is there, but the sweetness that usually accompanies stickiness, is that right? Sweetness accompanying stickiness is a little bit lacking. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna dip down to 3.5 on texture.
On texture. Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think it's above average. I think it's close to a 7. It's lighter. It's not an 8. I think they pretty much have it dialed in. It's a 7.2
Yeah.
on texture. It looks so much darker though. Even I'm at the bottom of my glass. It looks so dark.
It does.
But it does taste lighter. So I think they're spot on with the 7. Or pretty close. I still only give it a 3.5 because I think it could be a little more bump for a 7.2. But
Okay.
yeah. So finish.
On to the finish. I know I'm, quite a bit up there, more so than you are.
Yeah.
I enjoy the finish. It's a clean, dry finish, a nice, just slightly lingering coffee sense. I would like more sweetness in the finish.
Yeah.
But I do like what I'm getting. So I'm going to give it a 4.
Nice.
Finish.
You like this beer?
I like it.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it a 3. I gave it average. I think it still finishes for me a little bitter, but it's not bad. And like you said earlier, it's dry. So it doesn't linger too much. It's pretty much gone, which I like my beers to be dry and finished.
Right.
And so once again, I think the sweetness for me comes from the dry fruit and a little bit of bitterness, and maybe that's from the coffee beans. I just don't get a lot of coffee in it,
Yeah.
but I give it an average. I give it a 3. I think it's a pretty good finish for a beer that I'm not crazy about.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the best things about it, besides the appearance that looked really dark.
Yes.
I think the finish is nice. It doesn't linger, and it finishes pretty clean and dry. So
Good.
yeah, so we're both a little different on this one, but that's good. I'm glad there's a new brewery in San Diego, and I definitely want to go there and try more of their beers.
Yes.
So, yeah. So for a total, Janet, what do you give Dorcha Gaelic Extra Stout from Pariah Brewing Company, just east of Hillcrest?
Wow.
What's your total?
My total is a 4.1 out of 5.0.
Wow, that's good.
I had never heard of Dorcha or Pariah
Yeah.
Brewing. I desperately have to be very mindful because I want to call it Piranha Brewing.
Yeah.
So I've never heard of them. So this is my first beer, and a welcome surprise. I'm a little surprised that we're so far apart on this one, because I do get a lot of coffee, bitter, but I would like it sweeter. But I actually have like coffee breath, so that's how much coffee I'm left with. Like, it's a really, overwhelming coffee sense for me, and it's dry, which I know you like dryness.
Yeah.
On the
On the end. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I'm half Gaelic, so no. Yeah. No, but I'm with you. It is the coffee, but it's the bitter. And that's why I think we're different. I'm just not crazy about bitter ever, so it's bitter.
But are you embracing the darkness like the can asks you to do?
Yes, well, obviously, yes. I love darkness. Yeah, but it's just the bitterness for me. I don't like bitter, so I drink stouts and porters for the sweetness and for those kind of things, chocolate and, kind of baked goods kind of sweetness, and this is just bitter. That's all. I think it's a good beer. It's average for me. I'd like to try it on draft just to see if it's still as bitter, but it's not something I would it's not something I would drink.
Yeah.
Because it's just the bitterness. It's not strong bitter. We've had a lot worse. This one's just
I think it's bitter also.
Yes.
I mean, I completely agree that it's bitter.
and it's the coffee bitter.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
not strong.
But better than dark fruit bitterness.
Yes.
Like you would,
Yes, I get a little dark fruit, but it's not a lot. It's like you said, it's not a strong coffee bitter, but it is a bitter. So I gave it a 3.5. I think it's above average beer. I think it's a good beer. I just wish it was, again, like a lot of our beers, I just wish it was a little sweeter and not as bitter. Luckily, the dry fruit's not too bad. It's just very little bit of it, but yeah. So anyway, Gumbo Mud Review is a 3.8, so close to a 4 for this one. You obviously really like it. 7.2. We don't get a lot of 7s. It's usually either 5 or 6, or then the 8 to 10s, and then the 12 range. But yeah, to have a 7.2, that's actually a good range. I like that. The body was still kind of, I think, a little light for us, but the color and the appearance was really dark.
Yeah, one of our top categories for both of us.
Yeah. So besides a little bit of bitterness, I think it's a good beer. So it's just not my palate, but that's not surprising.
Yes.
So
I think this would be a home run if they added, a little vanilla or
Yes.
something.
A little sweet. Yeah. So Gumbo Mud review is a 3.8 for Dorcha Extra Stout by Pariah Brewing Company from North Park,
Good job.
San Diego, California. So yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this review. Click the like and share button and share it with everyone. And click the subscribe button for more dark beer reviews.
And we are on Instagram. It's Gumbo Mud, MUDD, and we put out all of our YouTube releases, and we do giveaways and extra content in between our YouTube posts. So check us out and subscribe to us. Follow us.
Follow us, subscribe, yeah, all those good things, and we'll keep
Click those
bringing
buttons.
yeah, and we'll keep bringing you some more Dorcha beer. All dark, all the time. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.